Well, ladies and gentlemen, good afternoon and welcome to the Hyatt Regency here in Birmingham. As you all know, and you can tell by the size of the press turnout, it's a big fight night at Arena Birmingham. 13 scheduled fights, a massive card. It'll be a great night of boxing. Of course, it's broadcast on Sky Sports, and as a special treat to the fans in America, it'll be broadcast and streamed live by DAZN. So here to tell you more about it, here to tell you everything about it, is Eddie Hearn for Matchroom Boxing.
Thank you, and welcome everybody, and welcome to Michael Buffer as well. It's always a pleasure to have you in town. And welcome to David Diamante as well, new member of the Matchroom Boxing team. Pleasure to have you on board for all our shows in the UK and in the US as well. Well, it's fantastic to see Amir Khan back again after that blistering performance at the Echo Arena against Phil LaGreco. We're still catching our breath from that, but this time I think a much more serious challenge, and a challenge that he's prepared for intensely with his new trainer Joe Goosen. Before we talk about that fight, the other fights on the card, I'm going to pass over to Head of Boxing for Sky Sports, Adam Smith.
Yeah, it's brilliant to be back, isn't it? A fantastic run through the autumn and winter. Boxing's so hot at the moment, and what better place to start than here in Birmingham. It's great to be back. It's fantastic to have Amir Khan topping the bill, and we didn't get to see much of him in Liverpool. It was so quick against Phil LaGreco, and I'm sure we'll have more from Samuel Vargas, who I know comes full of confidence and with a big team. Great to see Chris Johnson back in Britain. It's been a few years, Chris. Nice to have you here again. He was a really, really good fighter. So, listen, a wonderful card. So many fights on the bill. We're going to be Facebook Live from 6 o'clock on Saturday night. From 7 o'clock on Action, and then the main event straight after the England game, just after 10 o'clock on Saturday night. So it's a great showcase for all the talent on this bill. I think it's a great British title fight on there as well. Really looking forward to seeing that between you boys, Jason and Tommy. And JD Ringside as well is back Friday night too. So plenty to look forward to on social, digital, Sky Sports News and everywhere as we get this season back up and started. I can't wait.
Thank you, Adam, and to Sky, of course, for their continued support. So many new build-up programs, and of course, some massive nights ahead in 2018 and onwards. And of course, thank you to our exclusive US partners, DAZN, who officially launch on September the 22nd for Joshua Povetkin, and will be streaming this fight across their digital platforms on Saturday night. I'm going to start with the gentleman beneath us and some big fights on Saturday night. I'm going to start with you, Sam. Great to see you back. Obviously a chance that fell through on July 28th to fight Brandon Cook. I know you were gutted about that. I won't talk too much about the stuff that's going on behind the scenes and fights that are in the pipeline, which are massive for you, but a very, very important night for you on Saturday, and you must take care of business.
I'd like to say the Cook fight falling through was a massive disappointment. You know, it was hard to get back into the gym so soon after it, but you know, this fight was always planned. It was meant to be a big fight, you know, it is what it is. But like you say, but you know, things in the pipeline that could change my career, and my life in general. But you know, so we'll push on from this. You know, we'll get a good win, and see what's next.
Thanks, Sam. We're going to try and turn up those mics on the front table as well. I know, don't worry. That was a very long speech for you, Sam, to be honest with you. I was quite impressed. I can't believe no one heard it. They did do online, don't worry. At 6 o'clock, we go live on Facebook with a brilliant fight, domestic fight. Ryan Kelly and Kelsey Ball down here. I think these two are going to put on a great show. Firstly, Ryan, we saw you in action at Arena on Sky Sports before. A disappointing night for you. This time, a big opportunity and a must-win fight in your career.
Yeah, I think it's time to prove that last time out wasn't a good night for me. I've been training really hard since that loss, so it's just time to put things right. I've sold a load of tickets. There's a lot of people coming down to support me on the night, so I'm looking to box out my skin. But I've got a game opponent in front of me in Kelsey Ball, and I'm looking forward to doing a job. So thanks everyone for coming as always. So see you all Saturday.
Kelsey, not the big event experience that Ryan had last time, but a massive opportunity for you, and one I know you can't wait to take on Saturday night.
Yeah, definitely. I'd just like to say thanks again, just getting me on the bill. Ryan's been here before, like you say, but he didn't get the win. And I don't believe he's going to get the win this time. We've sparred numerous rounds and we know each other really well, but it's one of them. I'm coming to win. Like you said, I'm game as anything. I've had a good camp, so yeah, I just can't wait to get in there and do the business. Really, Ryan's had his shot before and it didn't go to plan, so if that happens again for him, he's got nowhere really to go. So.
Won't be happening again.
But if it does, he's got nowhere to go, whereas I'm just going up, so can't wait to get it on.
Kez Ashfaq, obviously a member of that Rio Olympic team, and what a team come out of that final GB setup from the podium squad through Rio especially. Obviously Kez Ashfaq, Anthony Fowler, you've seen the rise of Josh Kelly, Joshua Boazzi, Lawrence Okoli fighting Matty Askin at Wembley in a couple of weeks as well. Joe Caldina picked up the Commonwealth title, and Kez turned pro a little bit later than those guys, but now on the run and looking forward to getting back into action and hopefully pushing on to titles in the near future, Kez.
Yeah, without a doubt. Been working hard in the gym. It's my third fight. I'm here right now for my third fight, and it's my second AMIR KHAN undercard, which is obviously a great experience. But yeah, I've been working hard, been staying in the gym, learning the trade, and I wouldn't say my last two fights had that exact pro style yet, but we've been working hard on it, and I'm looking forward to showing everyone on Saturday night that little pro style is coming, and I'm just getting better and better as time goes on.
Thanks, Kez. Part of a big Brummie contingent on the card, Gamal Yafai. Gamal, obviously the defeat against Gavin McDonnell, you're probably bored of talking about that now. Good win out last time, and now another step up for you. And talking to your team yesterday, I want to get this win and then challenge for that British title next up.
Yeah, first thing first is Saturday night, get that out the way, and then we can look at my next fight. But like I say, I'm looking forward to get out Saturday and put a good job on for these Brummies.
I was watching you on the pads and some clips of the public workout and looking fantastic with Max McCracken. How much do you think that defeat could actually be the defining moment of your career moving forward? You look like a different fighter even in this camp.
Yeah, it's made me more hungrier. I messed up and I ain't going to mess up again. I'm looking forward to get back out Saturday and showing everybody what I'm capable of. I know I'm a lot better than what I've shown in my previous fights, but I'm ready to go and show everybody what I'm about.
The 154-pound domestic division is on fire at the moment. Of course, upstairs you've got Kell Brook and Liam Williams and Liam Smith, and domestically challenging for British titles you have, I think, one of the domestic fights of 2018 potentially between Ted Cheeseman and Asina Byfield for the British title, and loads of people clipping at their heels. Of course, you've got Sam Heggington, who's done and dusted at domestic level and European level, but looking at Eggington and looking at even Brook and those guys are the young puppies coming through. Scott Fitzgerald, Anthony Fowler. And Scott, the first big test of your career on Saturday night, Craig Morris bringing a big support with him as you always do as well, but really on the verge now of these big fights domestically.
Yeah, I've had 10 now and getting to the big fights now. Yeah, this is a step up for me on Saturday, which I'll be concentrating on first of all, making sure I do a good job and get the win there, and then yeah, we can look at the big fights that are in the pipeline.
Everybody's talking about potentially you against Fowler, 2 Commonwealth Games gold medalists, and also taking on the winner of Cheeseman against Byfield. Firstly, how important is it not to overlook Saturday night? And secondly, I want to just get your opinion about Cheeseman against Byfield for the British title on October the 27th.
Yeah, like I said, just then is mainly thing is concentrating on getting the job done on Saturday against a game fighter who's coming to win, and then yeah, the fights like you just mentioned, for me they can be made, and yeah, maybe me and Fowler fight next or very soon. Then the winner of that can fight the winner of the Cheeseman Byfield possibly. Which, it's a great fight, like you said. I look forward to seeing how that one goes, and I'll be looking to fight the winner if possible.
Thank you, Scott. Look forward to seeing you in action. I think talk about one of the most exciting fighters in British boxing, maybe one of the most exciting fighters in world boxing at the moment, and he's a very shy man, so he probably won't like me saying it, but Lewis Ritson down here in front, I mean, the rise of this man to win the British title outright, within 3 or 4 rounds of 3 defences, looking absolutely brutal, winning it against Highland in Newcastle, beating Scotty Cardle, beating Joe Murray, previously after winning the Lonsdale, the British title, against Robbie Barrett. We went to Newcastle in June, and this young man took the roof off. We had about 6,000 in there. We go back on October the 13th, where he challenges for the European title. We expect a 9,000 sellout at the Newcastle Arena. Lewis, one of the plans for us, after only doing 1 round, 2 rounds and 1 round in your previous 3 fights, is to try and get some rounds. Are we going to see some rounds on Saturday night?
Hopefully, we'll have to wait and see. We've been training hard in the gym, and if the rounds come, but if they don't, they don't.
Obviously a massive opportunity for you on October the 13th to become European champion, but looking to get through here, do the business unscathed, and then start your full camp for October 13th.
Yeah, we've just been training as hard for this as what we will be for the Patera fight. So, you know, we're ready, and we'll be ready October the 13th as well.
Thanks, Lewis. One fight that I watched this week, which was one of the best fights I've seen, certainly in 2018, was the British Middleweight Championship between Jason Wellborn and Tommy Langford. They rematch on Saturday night in our chief support in Birmingham. Both sold a huge amount of tickets. As I said, this first fight was an absolute peach. I'm hoping you give us the same fight again. Maybe you don't want that same fight again, both of you. But you know, firstly, Tommy Langford, the challenger, looked like he was the shoe-in to beat Jason Wellborn last time around. Obviously, he'd been in some big fights, fought for the interim WBO title. And just again, take my hat off to Jason Wellborn, who, potentially his career looked like it might be over with some defeats. Had a brilliant fight with Matthew Macklin in the arena. And then a great fight against Marcus Morrison to beat him, and then went on a great run and now stands as British champion. And Tommy, you're looking to get your belt back and become British champion again on Saturday night?
Yeah, without a doubt. First of all, it's brilliant to have such a big event back in Birmingham, boxing back in Birmingham. It's a great boxing city, so it's brilliant to have that, and it's a chance for me to show what I've got on the, huge exposure, both TV and, like you said, it's going to be absolutely rammed out in the arena, so I'm really looking forward to it. And I made a lot of mistakes last time round, been very open about that, both on fight night, but that was because of things done previously. And I've held my hands up, completely overlooked Jason, and I haven't done that this time. I've given the respect and the training camp that is due. And I'm looking forward to putting in a very good performance on Saturday.
What do you do against Jason Wellborn? I mean, he's such a handful. He fights, he always comes to fight. He terrorises you, and I know that he's going to be trying to do exactly the same thing on Saturday night. Do you hold your ground? Do you stand and fight? Do you box and move? Do you do a bit of both without giving too much away? But you know what type of fight Jason is going to bring on Saturday night.
Yeah, well, you don't do what I did last time and let him hit you more than you hit him. It was stupid. I just completely threw tactics out the window, really, and I walked into him and defensively very poor, and didn't do what I'm good at. And I'm good at being a good stand-up boxer and using my feet, and I didn't do any of that. And so obviously things are going to be different on Saturday. I'm going to follow the tactic and the game plan to the letter, like as what I've done in previous occasions, and I'll be coming out a champion again.
Jason, I bet you can't wait for this one again. I mean, winning the British title was fantastic for you. Your confidence must be sky high, ready to put on, as you always do, another great fight for the fans on Saturday.
Yeah, confidence at the end of the day. I've won the British. I know it was Tommy Langford again. People are hungry, so I know I've had to train even harder. We haven't. At the end, if I do what I done last time, I'll win. But he's got an excuse. He ain't done this. He's looked past me. That's his half. So he's gone back to the drawing board. Our side haven't. We've just got to turn up, get that win, and do what I normally do. And on a brilliant bill like Matt, what you've put on KHAN in Birmingham, I'm just gonna. It's gonna bring even better out of me. And this Tommy Langford, what we hope's coming Saturday, what needs to come Saturday, he's gonna bring the best out of me. So I'm just looking forward to it now.
We know technically you have ability, but like I said, you're always in these great fights. Is it the same? Is it the same Jason Wellborn on Saturday night that's just going to come and put the pressure on from the first bell?
Well, that's what I've got to do. That's my style. That's how I've put the good shows on when I've been on with yourself. So I've just got to do what I've got to do and do that Saturday. And as long as I do that, the 12 rounds is there. I'm ready to go the 12 rounds, solid pace, hopefully better than last time. So I've put my body through well. So I'm just looking to retain my British title and see what we've got to go on. But it's my time now. He's had his time with his promoters, and before he ain't been in the position where I've been with fights before, the camps. He probably went on my fights with Liam Smith, 4 weeks notice, 2 weeks notice. He's seen the Jason Wellborn, he's felt the Jason Wellborn in there on the May the 5th at Warsaw Town Hall. So on this show, Tommy Langford, that's the end you'll be seeing of Tommy Langford, I'm telling you straight.
Okay, all right. We look forward to that one. I can't wait to see this fight again, rematch of the British middleweight title, and hopefully a repeat of one of the 2018 fights of the year. Now to the main event, Amir Khan against Samuel Vargas. I see a very, very, very competitive team of people on my left. Of course in Chris Johnson, but in Lee Baxter as well, in Samuel Vargas, who's had a 10-week plus camp for this fight. I'm going to pass over to Lee. Firstly, welcome back, my friend, and big fight for you guys. I see a little glint in your eye that you really fancy this one.
Yeah, you know what, the work's done. I think everyone, you know what, lead up to this fight, all we've been talking about is, Phil Greco. We won't be Phil Greco. I'm going to thank Phil Greco on Sunday because I think everyone thinks from Toronto we're all the same. The work's been put in. Ultimately, it comes down to Saturday. I know what we've done. They know what they think they've done. They don't know us. They don't know us. We got a few tricks up our sleeve. I think there's a tall man in the back there. I think his name's Greg. He's been looking out for our nutrition. So we've done everything we can. We've crossed our T's, we've dotted our I's, and come Sunday morning, we'll all be happy.
Obviously representing fighters, you know what is on the horizon for a victory for Samuel Vargas on Saturday night. Could completely change his career and pave the way for some massive fights.
Yeah, I think, listen, we're all a team. We're a young team that's growing, and Sam's holding the torch right now. It's good for Sam, but it's good for all of us. It's good for Toronto, it's good for Canada, it's good for all my stable guys. Everyone knows the pressure, and there wouldn't be another guy that I would put in front of this pressure to own it. The work's done. We'll see what happens on Saturday.
Thanks, Lee. Before we go to the trainers, Shah, a quick word with you. Last time was incredible at Liverpool. I mean, Joe was trying to get him to calm down, and Amir was supposed to wait for his next song and just ran in the ring, and a couple of seconds later it was all over. But a great energy, but this time feels a lot more serious from everybody, and a solid test ahead on Saturday night.
Yeah, absolutely. You know, I think I've been away on Hajj this year. Unfortunately, I wasn't in the camp with Amir, but we will keep in touch with Joe regularly and with Amir, and they were saying it was the best camp they've ever had. You know, it's been great. Sparring's been brilliant. Everything's been great. Yes, Phil. You know, I mean, listen. A lot of people underestimate Phil Greco because he was unfortunately Amir caught him. Well, he was fortunate for Amir. He caught him cold. I mean, that could have gone 12 rounds that fight. You know, he caught him cold, didn't let him recover, and Amir took him out. I mean, this fight, we're not taking him lightly at all. No, it's Joe, no, it's Amir. It's a tough fight ahead of us. He's trained well, prepared well, and he's ready for it. And hopefully, on Sunday morning, he'll be victorious.
Thank you, Shah. Chris, welcome. A great occasion on Saturday. You're going to love it in there. The atmosphere is going to be absolutely red hot. Tell us a little bit about the camp and what you're expecting in the fight on Saturday night.
Well, definitely not expecting the Phil Greco fight. I'm very familiar with Phil Greco as well, and I got to tell you something. I hate to blow the confidence of Amir Khan, but 2 months before, the kid had a concussion. This man beside me, to my right, is a beast. Works hard, wants it, needs it, and I trained Sammy up until Sammy was 13-0, and we parted ways. And now that we're back together, it's like we never left. So you're not going to see the same Sammy Vargas. You're going to see an animal in front of you. I nicknamed him the Bull because that's what he is. So I expect a knockout.
You believe that Samuel Vargas wins this fight inside the distance?
That's the only way to win here.
Okay. Look forward to that. Joe?
Yeah.
Welcome. I'm a little bit shocked that you haven't got the denim on, but you kind of have.
What do you mean I haven't?
Well, yeah, I know, but I see it now. I know.
it's a light denim. It's a sky blue denim. You know, it's not the hard one. But
We're going to change it up.
exactly. But this time, a proper camp with Amir Khan. I've been fascinated watching the various digital clips coming back from the camp. Tell us a little bit about that camp, and you look like you have a very fresh fighter on your hands.
Yeah, you know, look, it was probably, you know, we had a great camp last time. It was a short camp. We only had 5 weeks. We had 10 weeks for this camp. We brought in top sparring. As you probably know, if you were watching the clips, we had quite a bit of sparring. Look, you know, I've heard it all before. You know, I've heard every opponent you can name. You know, with that we've gone up against, and everyone's got a good pitch. And I'll tell you, I like their pitch. I expected their pitch. And I even said to Amir, I said they'd be quite foolish if they didn't prepare. You know, I expect them to prepare as diligently as they have. So, you know, this is nothing new. I mean, when you're fighting in fights like this, if you don't, you know, go all the way with it, you're going to be in big trouble. So now knowing that, I prepared like this is the toughest fight we're ever going to imagine. And we worked at it like it was the toughest fight we ever imagined. We put in all the work that you could imagine that you'd want to for this fight. So we're prepared. Again, I've heard it all before, but you know, ultimately, you're going to have to get in the ring with Amir Khan. And we're talking about an exceptional career, exceptional wins, and he's in an exceptional spot right now. So good luck to the boys over there, but I've got the real athlete in the ring Saturday night. And of course, we came here to do one thing, and that's to win.
I know the win is important, obviously. Noise from their team, they think they win inside the distance. Do you think Amir Khan stops Samuel Vargas on Saturday night?
You know, you don't know. I mean, you never know how things are going to turn out. I expect a win, whether it's short or long. You know, no matter to me, because we prepared for the toughest, bloodiest, most grueling 12 rounds if that were to come about. We're prepared for that.
I got a question on that. How do you prepare for a fight like this when you've been knocked out the fight before this, a career-ending fight? How do you prepare a fighter for war after he's been damaged? The brain is not the same. So how do you prepare
All right,
a fighter
okay,
to
you
go to
made your
war?
point, Chris. You made your point. Let me answer it, okay? Okay. I think you guys were stopped by Errol Spence and Danny Garcia.
We
yourself.
stopped
So,
that. On
okay,
his
hold
feet,
on.
we stopped
Hold
that.
on. I mean, let me answer the question. All right. You know, a lot of people get knocked out in this sport. A lot of people come back to win. All right. He's with me now. All right. That's going to make a difference, just like you said. It's going to make a difference. Your fighter being back with you. So let's just, you know what? Hold on, Chris, real quick. Chris, real quick. Chris, I'm almost finished. Hold on one second. You can say what you want afterwards. I don't want to get into a running argument because it's all going to be a moot point Saturday night anyway. They're both going to get in the ring and they're going to do the talking for us and for themselves. So, you know, I'm going to end it there on a good note. You go ahead, think what you want to think, and then we'll see Saturday night what happens, okay?
The other day,
there you go.
The other day you asked me who I was. Now you know who I am.
No. I recognize you. That's why I went over there and said hi to you, Chris.
And you will see who Sammy is.
All right, okay, all right. I've heard it all before, Chris. Thank you, brother.
I know.
All right.
I know you've heard it all
Take
before.
care. We'll see Saturday night.
1935, you've been in the game.
Yeah, that's right. Don't worry about it.
before.
We'll see what happens Saturday night. Okay? Thank you, brother. All right.
Sammy, you got a tough act to follow. I hope you two talk the same beef as the trainers. I mean,
I was enjoying the show. You know, I had a great camp. I want to thank my team, obviously, my promoter, Lee Baxter, Chris Johnson, Greg back there. You know, I had a tremendous training camp. Did a lot of rounds. I brought in a sparring from Puerto Rico, from the States, local sparring in Toronto. And it was great, man. I'm blessed to be here. You know, thank God. This all happens for a reason. There's no doubt in my mind that I'll be victorious Saturday night. I don't care how I do it. I don't care if it's knockout or by distance, or if I break his ribs. I don't care how it is. I know in my heart. I think it. I dream it. I pray about it, and I'll win.
Obviously, you share the same confidence as your team, but you feel there's a weakness in Amir Khan, and it's your chance to exploit it on Saturday night?
I think he's an old man. I think it's over the hill. I think he's been damaged a lot, and I know in my heart that when he goes to sleep, he knows that if someone touches it, if I touch him, he's gonna get hurt. If I clip him with something, he will get hurt. So that's all it is.
Amir, I know you've been in the game a long time, you've heard this before. You don't look like an old man, you look 10 years younger than your last fight. You've not been up to any of that Botox stuff in LA or anything like that. You look brand new, but I know you've had a very, very tough camp here. And
it's been a tough training camp. It's been around about 10 weeks in Los Angeles. It's the first time me and Joe spent the full camp together. The last fight was a little bit short because we had to make that short training camp with Joe, because obviously with the change of trainers. But look, we're going to be ready for this fight, and I'm glad the team on my left is talking and they are confident, because they're making the fight more exciting. I'm glad I trained very hard for this fight, as I do in all my fights. Sparred with amazing, tough fighters, probably fighters who are probably better than my opponent. No disrespect, but when I come in the ring, I'm gonna give the crowd, I'm gonna give Birmingham a great fight, and I'm gonna do what I do best. We never go into a fight looking for a knockout. We never go into a fight, throwing big bombs. But if it happens, it happens. If I see an opening, I'm gonna take it. And I've been watching videos of Vargas. I've seen his previous videos. I've seen a few things in there, but obviously everyone's different in every fight. But I know I've got everything it takes to win this fight. I've been in this position many times. I've been in bigger positions than this many times for many oppositions out there in the world, different styles. So I am a veteran in the sport, but just can't wait to get in the ring now. And we're a couple of days away, get the weigh-in away tomorrow, and hopefully then we go back to business. I know he was short last time against Le Greco. Obviously I never go in the fight thinking it was going to end that quick. But I'm not seeing Vargas as another Le Greco. Not once I've said that. They might be from the same country, but that doesn't mean anything, I'm going to be facing the best fighter from Canada. I've trained like it's a world title fight because I know where this fight can take me. And, we're going to be more than ready. So I hope you guys enjoy the fight on Saturday. Thank you, Birmingham, for turning out, and hope to see you on Saturday with a great performance. Thank you.
Amir, just finally, obviously, finally, people, they think they see a weakness in you. You've been there before. If Sammy Vargas comes for the knockout on Saturday night, we should get one very, very exciting fight.
Oh, definitely. I wish he does come for looking for the knockout, because that's what makes an exciting fight. They know that I've got probably the biggest balls in the 147-pound division. I like being in a terror with myself. I never step back and say, look, if it's a fight, and I'll get involved in it and join into the fight. In the welterweight division, I am unbeaten. Going back to 147 is an exciting division for me. It's where I feel at my best. I feel like the strongest. Going up and down, obviously it wasn't for me, but welterweight, I've got that 100% record, and I'm going to keep it 100%. So, whatever he brings to the table, Eddie, we can have answers for.
Thank you, Amir. We look forward to a great main event. Amir Khan against Samuel Vargas. Of course, chief support, that rematch of the fight of the year between Jason Wellborn and Tommy Langford. Some huge other fights on the bill. Kelsey Ball against Ryan, Scott Fitzgerald, Kez Ashfaq, Lewis Ritzing, Gamal Yafai, Sam Eggington. We've got 13 fights on Saturday night. The doors open. Osman as well. I haven't forgotten you, don't worry. And the doors open at 4 o'clock on Saturday night, and we're going to be running right through till midnight. Thanks for turning up today. The weigh-in tomorrow will take place at the arena. Be there. It's a 2 p.m. start for that weigh-in. We look forward to a great fight and a great night of boxing on Saturday night, live on Sky Sports and DAZN. Thanks for coming. Thank you very much.